Welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. My name is Nilaus, and this is the third episode of our beautiful, fantastic Let's Play. And we are achievement hunting, so let's see if we can wrangle up another achievement here. Ta-da! No diving. We got that one. Have the mecha run out of water and fall into the water. Run out of energy and fall in the water. The thing is, it's actually much harder than you'd think, because it shouldn't really be difficult. But it is difficult because you are. It needs to be very deep water, and the only deep water I could find. I tried it a few places before we found a place that it actually worked. So what we're going to do today, I have a couple of interesting things that I want to show you. Namely, we are going to do red science cubes. That's pretty cool. I have a really crisp design that I want to share with you. And on top of that, I am going to put in some proliferators. That's a new item that was added in the latest release. Wow, this charges quickly. And the proliferator will. I have a really good blueprint. I'm really happy with it. A little cool design that I've come up with that is going to be changing the world of proliferation in Dyson Sphere Program. Well, that's a grand plan. Oh, however, the first thing I want to do is I want to show you that I actually read comments, because that about half of you have commented, and thank you very much for that, about a missing inserter. So, of course, we are going to start making the missing inserter. There we go. See? It's all good. So, the first thing we want to do is, well, if we look at the proliferator, do we have the proliferator? Well, no. Proliferator is, if you don't know what the proliferator is, then you can take a look at it in my, where's it? You can take a look at it, there we go, here, this one. In my showcase video of the new machines, and then I'll show a bit of the proliferator, and as we learn more, we're gonna get much more familiar with it, and it has really a lot of quirks, very interesting. And I'm gonna go up to Proliferator Mark II when we get the red zones going. But the thing is, what I want to show actually here was, for the proliferator, it requires some semiconductors, which is actually what we're requesting, which requires silicon. So before we can even do anything, we're gonna have to set up a small rudimentary silicon production facility, and we can set that up here. That's gonna be pretty simple to set up. There is a recipe for silicon here that takes 10 stone over 10 seconds. It's awful recipe, but it's what we have. So we are going to build that right here, and I'm gonna build it somewhat clear. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, there. I'm gonna build like this. That one. And we are just going to build this, and then once we build it, we are going to do probably like a copy of it there. So this will consume 5 on this side and 5 on this side. It consumes 1 per second. There. 1 per second. So it's 5 per second, 5 per second. So that's totally doable. We are going to get that in here. That's working. I will get some power lines. That'll be here, here. I might even do it there, even though I don't think so. And we are going to get some copy. Oops. Love this feature. And that's done. Once it's done, I can just copy it again. I'm not using this blueprint for anything, but damn, it's just so quick to do this. Imagine doing this in Satisfactory. Ouch. Oh, look at that. Look, will you look at that? Someone forgot to. There. I think we got all of them. Otherwise, I'm sure you'll remind me in the comment section if I forgot something. These two here, they are going to be merging into another line. And then I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then tap to get one more. There. And that goes out, really far out here. These are going to be something different. So at this point, with these small builds here, it doesn't really make sense to do any time lapses of it, in my opinion, because they're building while I'm designing, so it's going to be pretty much the same pace here. And get the one on the other side. Come on. There. And we can get it. And get some power. Lights here. here, and here. And then we'll get some storage. Ooh, that's not a lot of storage. That's okay. It's probably going to be fine. Obviously, we're not going to need this much. But we are going to just make sure that we have enough storage for all of what we need. So that is the... Why am I even building it this big? This is going to be 1, 2. This is consuming 1 per second. And this is producing 1 per second plus 1 per second. So I actually only need 2. I don't even need this. There's no point in making it bigger since we don't have a box storage here. Let's take this instead. Copy there and here. There, that's much better. It just has to be a small build, no reason to build it bigger than we need it. And then we're gonna hook up the mines. That is always boring, so let me just do that. And with the mines hooked up, it is ready to go for the next one. And we just power it, and let's see this whole thing coming online. Ah, man, these flowing belts, it's so nice. And I just absolutely love building things in Dyson Sphere Program. It is so quick to do it. It's just, things are just flowing. So these will just chuck along, build, 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 build. Funny how this one actually already got 10. Ah, well, that's quick. And it's got the next 10. It's going to take a while for it to go here because it is, well, it's the first one will pick up all it can until it fills up. So it'll take a while for it to go out. But we're going to see the first coming in. And we got the very first silicon going out. Perfect. We got silicon, and when we can stack it higher, we're going to be stacking this higher because then that's done. So the next thing we want to do is oil. Yay, oil. Oil is something I have I've looked around, and I think the placement I want to have is out here. Then I will just get some storage here, or some refueling. Getting this one up. I'm not going to get this copper, but I am going to build something else. The first thing we want to do, of course, is pick up a lot of the materials we want. What do we need for this part? Well, we've been working on this, and I can then see that we have a little tiny problem. We don't have any of these because all of my very minuscule amount of plasma exciters are going in here and becoming like a monstrous amount of these. Yeah. Okay. Well, I can fix that. But that's not something you have to endure. So let's build a few of these so we can get it. We need 3 of the oil extractors, and we need 4 plus 8 plus 8. I don't know, 20. I think we need 20 of these. Let's get that done, and then we're ready to move into the next. And we're back again. Night has fallen, and maybe it'll be dawn in a short while. We are just handcrafting these plasma exciters. I do have a few things left. Yeah, 200 seconds left. But the good thing is we have enough of this, and we have certainly also have enough of that. We are going to get here, and we should have all the things we need, I hope, to get out here and build some oil. What I've also done is I have picked up a few blue cubes, because we do have like a couple of exclusively blue science remaining, and I want to take those and make sure that we just get those done, right? So here's the thing. We are going to make red cubes, and in the top right hand corner of the video you will now see a link to my description or my tutorial on how to set this up. So because I already did that, I don't want to do the whole thing again. If you want to watch how I do it, exactly why, then let's then jump on over and take that. What I'm going to do instead, I am going to go in here and set up the blueprint. Once the blueprint is done, I'll explain how it works. The first thing I'm going to do is take the whole thing, even though I can't build the whole thing. This is the whole thing and nothing but the thing. And I kind of looked at it and think this is an excellent place to build it. So I need to start it right. If you look at the left hand side, I want to start the input side. That's the middle one. Right at the sort of the first square of that, and that should leave us enough room. The right hand side is the output, so that's what we want to do. Let's go in here and get this one, and then the first one, rotate, everything has to be rotated, and then I place it here. Get the next one. So what we're going to do here is build only the first part. This is going to be only the first part because we do not have the research needed. The research we need is actually, where might you be? It's X-ray cracking. We're gonna need this one. But we have a lot of other things that we are going to do first. So once we build this, this one will build by itself. We are also going to go out here and set these up here. And I'm going to have the inbound on this side. This will be the inbound, and I'm going to get it, let's just say something like this. And then I want to do some storage. Always, always, always do storage. To this storage, inbound, and over here. So that's going to be the first one. The second one is there, and the third one is there. I want to, this is going to be 3.3, 2.1, and 3 point something. So it's enough. We got the Proliferator research, but only the level 1 Proliferator, so it's still a way off. And then we get the spray coating. We don't need tutorials because you know it. I am the tutorial, so you can rely on me to teach you how to do it instead of relying on the game to teach you. And hopefully I'll do a better job. Kind of hope so. And we'll do the last one up here. Now you don't technically need to have these storages up front, but I kind of like it. Oops, there. Then you just go into... do that. We'll do this. We can always remove it if we don't like it. And let's get some power lines. Oh, you know what? Let's actually do these power lines, because why not? Obviously not working. Liquid encapsulation. That's the first one we're getting. And that's not that's a milestone, not an achievement. So this is specific to the game and not to the actual, not sort of across accounts. So every game you'll sort of get these milestones. It's a pretty neat way to sort of guide you through it and go, okay, so what am I supposed to do again? Then you go in here towards the milestones, and you can probably look at it and go, okay, well, I haven't done this one. So energy matrix, that's probably the next one I want to do. Here's something about reclamation. We're not going to do that because of our achievements. Solar panels. This is also like antimatter. Yeah, okay, that's a bit off. Here, kimberlite ore. We're not going to do that because we're not allowed to do any of these ores. Oh, by the way, here's an important part that we've been questioning and testing and all that stuff. In order to do the achievement, I can't even find it, but the one that says no rare. Oh, you have to find it, right? No rare materials. It's called alien something. It's over on this side. Oh, it's somewhere here. Universe matrix. All systems go. Center brain needs more. Medium factory. What? Okay. It's removed. It bounced around, I guess. Alien Mineral Protection Act. Complete the game without gathering rare veins to obtain rare ores. So it's not about the rare ores, it's about the rare veins. That's important. That means I can go take a look at that giant here, and we can mine that. Plus we can also just get the rare crystals we can get from our from these yellow trees, actually from all the trees, I think. There. Let's get this one done, and we can then go back and complete that. Alright, we are back here at now that all of this has been made, and this is a bit of a hack in some regards, because now we are going to see this working, and there is deliberately left an extra space here just purely for symmetry later on, What this does is it takes the crude oil and makes it into light oil and into hydrogen. Now the point is that that's not really what we want. If we want to look at how to create the red matrix, then we are going to need some of this and some of this. So what we are actually going to have issues with is we are going to make these two here, and this will be a temporary thing in order to make sure that this keeps going, because this is the only way we can get hydrogen. Now we can get graphite, energized graphite, in different ways, but we have to make sure that this keeps flowing. That means we need to store all of the light oil for now. We will probably devastate it later on. Yes, devastate, that's what it's called. And we can go here and pick up some hydrogen. Where'll be the hydrogen? Here's some hydrogen. We'll pick it up, and then oh yeah, that's actually, I forgot that. How awful it is. And I can then go in here and take some of this, and then I can start my handcrafting of... There. Am I seriously going to handcraft it? Yes, I am, because all I need this one. This is 400. I built my first matrix. That's also a milestone. Here we are researching the mechanical frame, because hey, why not? This is exactly what we need. This is something that can only be researched by this part. So let's do it that way. And hope. Oh my god, that's not happening. That is not happening. My god, that's annoying. Ha. Wow. Alright, let's slide back. Alright, this is missing a single one. A single one here. So let's get that somewhere. That's going to be over here. Take that in and go back out again. There you go. Mechanical frame. One more movement speed. Thank you. And then it is researching. If I do this and go back here, it's researching here. So I need to get this one. This is 400. I have that. So what I need to do is just keep this rolling for a bit so that I can get my first 400. What I can do in the meantime is that I can kind of build the science lab that we want. So we have on... Where do we have it? I built some... Where's my... Oh, there it is. There. This one. And over here I have that. So maybe this part is a good place to build it, to build the science labs. Let's build the science labs. So what we are going to do now is we are going to... Oh, it looked like we're also running out of steel for some reason. So I'm just going to take one more steel. Then should be good. And I'm going to take some science labs that we have crafted here. There's some science lab. I don't think I want that many, but I do want some. And I want some of this. Both in terms of my... Yeah. And... handcraft. And that will be something we will perpetually remember to handcraft. I will see. Where was it? Where was it? I said I wanted... I think I wanted here. Like, this is a good little space that's kind of close to that one. And it's... Yeah. So let's build a science facility. How big do we want it? Doesn't matter. I'm not going to build it so close that this can't get it in. But I'd like this one to go up along the lines, and doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There. This will be producing science, and I will get one line in from this side. And I'm going to get one line in from the other side. Then I am going to get a single in here. And probably a single in here, because this is now 1.5 speed, so it should be good. Inventory capacity is the one research, and now we are also researching with our red cubes. There. There. And one more. I think we want to do this big. And that should be pretty simple to power up. And that's now powered. I will also just get myself powered. Here. I wonder if I can just do this. No, I have to do that one. Okay. All good. Cut, 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 cut. And let's get the power lines in. Or there. And go to the blue circuit or blue science here, because we've had that accumulating, so that should be fine. It should be easy. And what I am going to do here as well is output, and these outputs will be slightly faster. Oh wow, this was actually really close to running full. That's nice. I don't mind it running full. So let's build this, and we are going to. Okay, we're still working on our energy matrix, so we need to go over there and build some more energy matrix before we run out. This is very much not important comparatively speaking. Yeah. And then we need to drag the line over on the other side as well. And there's just something about just getting the sense of completion of getting these inbounds. Good. Oh man, look at that beauty. And we are going to get... Where's this line? This is... Yeah. Done. And I just keep going from here. Obviously we are not going to be able to get all of it just yet because we haven't built everything. So again, now we get to the point where I need to start handcrafting this. So that's a pretty good place to just jump forward a bit while I take some of this out and handcraft my way to victory with more of this. And then we can come back once we have this one available, and I can start building the next part. Okay, so I lied a bit. I said I was going to handcraft, but then I realized that I had to handcraft 400, and then even by my standard that was pretty stupid. So what I did was I funneled the light oil into some boxes here that are sort of not blocking the rest of the design, and I funneled the hydrogen in here together with, I brought in something just for from my production, and then built a few towers. Got that done. That is a way better way to do it in a hacked way. So that's what I did. Now I need to clean it up, and the way we need to clean it up is first I need to figure out, now we can build the rest because you can see our research is done. I need to do this part, so I need to make sure that there. Okay, so I need to take out from this location, and of course all of that up here as well. So now we need to clean it. And I can take this, put it in here, and I can put the hydrogen in here. Alright, we are now ready to extend our build. So this part here is the normal one, and now we can extend it with number 3. That will be here. Number 3, rotate, and that goes on the south side. There. And of course, number 4 goes on the other side. I'm going to build these ones first. Oh, did you see that, how broken it was just as I built it? That was actually quite interesting. And then I'm going to build number 5 and number 6 as well, and then I'm going to explain what we just built. Rotate. That goes there. And number 6. I really liked. Oh wow! I forgot to show you. Some of these old blueprints, they look really broken, but they're actually working just fine. So let's explain what it is we're building here. Let's get all the way over. So these are X-ray cracking. So they take hydrogen and energetic graphite and then output refined oil. No, it's the other way around. Chinese reading. It takes the refined oil and hydrogen and makes more hydrogen and also energetic graphite. So the important part here is that if we see what's happening with these are just purely outputting light oil on this line, and they are also putting hydrogen. Now the hydrogen will be picked up here, plus the light oil, they'll be picking it up, and then they will be outputting the hydrogen on this side, which will then go all the way back and then funnel in front of all this again, so that I make sure that the output from the X-ray cracking is first being picked up first by attempting to pick it up by X-ray cracking, and then go all the way back here. And if it manages to get all the way back here, then this is when we can start using it for something else. And that's going to be blueprint number 7 and 8 that we'll be putting in here that we need to do. And I will also need to remove all of this. Aha! Well, this is actually okay because these are now done. And this part, there is a bit in this, so let's not waste it. Let's not waste that. I can pick it all up here. It takes a bit of time to pick it up when there's large quantity, but at least it doesn't, well, doesn't disappear. And we can put it back in here. It's really nice that you can hand pick up a lot of liquids. There. And then I can remove these here so that's room. I don't know if that blocks it. So the point is that I will be now outputting, this will also be outputting the energetic graphite. The energetic graphite will just purely go this way because the energetic graphite is only used for one thing and one thing only, for the red signs. So let's build that. That means at the end of all of this build, I will have on the inside belt here, the one I'm hovering, I will have the surplus hydrogen that I haven't used for anything else. And on the outside belt, I will have all of the graphite, energetic graphite that I have produced. And those two things together will be enough to produce the hydrogen, the red circuit we need, and they have a slight surplus of hydrogen as well. That's important, a slight surplus of hydrogen, so we need to store it, and later on we need to just burn it in power plants just to make sure that we get rid of that as well. Let's build the next power plant. I also just want to build these so that we can just get a bit more power here. Just top up on our power. This is really nice, and I just need to get into a habit of doing this just to top up power when it starts to get low. There we go. And then let's build the next blueprint. That's going to be number 7. Number 7 is the one that fits just in the middle, and then you align the output belts here exactly as that. So what is this? This is the actual production of the red circuits, red signs, red cubes. Yes. So this is now done, and now we only have one thing left, and that's the last bit, and I'm going to build that in real time because it is a bit weird and it's a bit of a typical way for me to do it. Now you could do sort of uppers and unders, but I decided that I wanted to do this mess of splitters here, but I will explain what's going on. I want to make sure that this one is going in first. I will also make sure that we get some more of this here, because we do want to make sure that we have storage for all the hydrogen here. We don't want to have the whole thing just jammed because of lack of hydrogen. So let me just move it over to this location for now. And it should be done. There. Take that out. And let's build, look at this. So what are we seeing here? We are seeing that we have the graphite. The graphite passes through here because this is filtered hydrogen that way. This one is prioritized to go inbound for the red, and only excess goes out here. So we want to make sure that we get here. So this is just a funnel of the red has to pass through. The red is passing through and going out. While here now we are getting the graphite is merging. The two lines of merging here going in, and the graphite is going in here. So we have the graphite coming in on one side and the hydrogen coming in on the other side. I'm building with 2 of these, otherwise it wouldn't be fast enough. And then we are having the red circuits or red signs built out here, which is glorious and exactly what we were looking for. And I can then immediately start getting the stuff we want. The first thing we want to do is actually, well, let's get processors and then proliferator. Weird that that's actually in that order. Okay, it is. Let's see what else is there that's super important to get, because we want to build the proliferator. That's something I promised. We wanted to get the mecha core, is always super important to get. And after the mecha core, maybe we could get something like the circuits here. Maybe not actually that, but get the first 2 drones first. And then maybe +2 drone speed, and then get that. And then we should be pretty good. Oh, the irony of the first thing we're building is not using any red. You know what? We could probably have done that in the meantime. That kind of sucks. There. What? You're gonna come in here, and then I'll get that here. Good. So it is now producing red cubes. Red cubes will be scaling up in here, and we're ready to consume them over at that location whenever we get it. Now, that is a massive step forward. What we're going to do now is we are going to build the proliferator setup, but I can't do the proliferator setup until we have the proliferator researched. So let's again skip forward until the proliferator is researched, and we can get on with that. Here we have the proliferator research complete, and in the meantime, while waiting for that one to complete, I have done a few things. Well, not only one thing, and this is something that I feel you don't mind. That's just setting up a mining location here for some coal. Where is it located? It's located right to the right of my hub, if you're kind of building along. And this will just be, this exclusively is 500,000 coal, and this is going to be used for just for proliferation. And I'm not going to make a massive proliferator build. I'm just going to make a small one, and they give you a blueprint. And then that's something you can stamp down anywhere where you go like, I have a bit of coal. I think I'll proliferate something. Or even better, you might even be just requesting a bit of coal along with your normal crafting materials. Oh, look at the science just coming along. And then when you're doing that, you can... what am I saying, Gay? Yeah, so you can... As you're proliferating, or as you're requesting materials, you also request a proliferator, and then you order some coal and you can build it. But anyway, this is a nice little crisp build. Let's explain how it works. Oh yeah, and by the way, I just realized that I feel a bit deceptive, because I just realized that this episode is going to be called something with proliferator, because I've done other episodes that are called something with red science. So it's going to be something about proliferator, and if you just watched all the way here only to get the proliferator build, I'm sorry. It's not really meant to be that deceptive, but hey, you watched it. It's good. You will learn something about red science as well. So here is the deal. The deal is this one is making pretty damn quick. Okay, I need to schedule some more research. This is going absolutely insane. We're also going to lock mecha sales. Yeah, why not? Better blueprint? Sure. Oh, more drone. Oh, drone task. That's nice. Stacking. Frame. We're just going to get as much as we can. And then we're going to go over here and get some of the technologies we need. Some of the things we're going to be looking at next time. Oh, what are we going to look at next time? Is that one. Oh, queue is full. Perfect. All right. This one is working incredibly fast. We're just going to be waving our hands and just say, we pretend that this is working at crafting speed 1.0, and then we'll sort of downscale from there. So this is producing 2 per second. That means it also needs 2 per second. So if we get this one in, we are going to use here that one. That will be able to take 3 per second, so it's all good. Then I will we'll need to get 2 of these. Is that's 1 per second, and that's 1 more per second. So 2 per second transferred across. That is good. This one will not need diamond. Oh god. Diamonds are forever, but they are not researched, so they are definitely not forever. And by the power of wishing, we are now having the research completed, and we can continue. Unfortunately, that hits just the nighttime, but since we're close, we should be able to see what's going on. Here goes the drone engines. So let's see. We are going to make some there and there. We are going to make some of our diamonds. There we go. Diamonds. Now, diamonds take 2 seconds to craft. They take 1 graphite. So we also need to craft graphite. I can craft the graphite here, and I can craft the graphite here. Let's change that into graphite. That one, and this as well. Change it to graphite. And that means, lo and behold, we just built it correctly. So it is, again here, I am going to use consistently these inserters, because there's no reason not to at this point. There. And let's get some power as well. There's room for a power right there. So, what are we building? We are building here. This is continuously working. We're getting in fast enough. We are transporting it fast enough over here. And we are building a lot of proliferators. Now, we need to go the proliferator outbound. And this is going to be an interesting little challenge. Because here's the thing. I want to proliferate my proliferator. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Oh, and this is now coming back to already at the beginning of the episode, if you remember way back when I built some silicon, because if we hadn't built the silicon, we wouldn't be able to build the stuff we want to build right now. So we are going in here and taking up just a little stack of silicon. Why do we need that? Because otherwise we can't build a proliferator. Well, I can't even without steel as well. So let's grab the steel. Luckily we also have steel pretty close by. We can get some of that. I don't need a lot. I just need enough to... There. Steel. Grab some steel from this location. Right now we only need a few proliferators. So let's just take a bit here. How much did I want for each? I don't know. But let's take as much as we have silicon. There. And how many can we make? Happy! Lots of those. And go over to our proliferation location. That was why we had to start with the silicon production, so we could get it all sorted. And here's the proliferator. Now, it turns out it doesn't matter which way you turn it, so I'm going to turn it this way. And I want it to be as close as possible. Now, here comes the really, really interesting part. You go up here, and then you can drag it in. See, it doesn't quite work, but I'm going to drag it straight through. That actually works. Straight through. And what about if I... Man, this is so cool. I take my proliferators and go through and feed into the proliferator. And then I get this. Actually, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it the other way. Up. Thank you, circuit. That's more power to our robot. There. And then this one goes down. This one goes over. And then go up and merge. Why do we want to do it this way? Because then I can use this little space that we have available for... don't need it. It's not going to be very quick. And this one goes out. And then I want to make sure that whenever it's needed, it goes out quickly. And all I need is that one. So what the hell is going on here? These are not proliferated. But they go in here, and now you can see these have two little arrows on it. That means they are being improved proliferation. The proliferated proliferators gives 20% additional products. This is what you see here. So instead of each of these boxes here giving 24, then when they become proliferated, they get 28, maybe 29, but they give 28. And you can see now we're using it here. And you might go like, well, that's not really worth it. It is worth it, because one proliferator is costing 4 coal. And if it adds an additional 20% to each, then that easily compensates for that extra craft. Because, for example, by using one proliferator going in here can then support 28 additional proliferators, and 28 additional proliferators, or at least it's 4 per 4.8 per cycle. I don't know, I think it rounds down to 4. So those 4 actually saves a lot of coal. Man, that was a really bad way of explaining it. I did the math. It checks out. You can do the math as well. It is the best way of doing it, and it's a nice little curl here. So what we have here is a really simple build that you can hook up as a blueprint, and I have it as a blueprint. It will go on my website immediately, so you can go here. Let's see if I built it correctly. Yeah, I built it correctly. And then we can take this proliferator and figure out where we want to proliferate things. And what I want to definitely proliferate is... I hate that word, but... it's maybe... I think they should be just called it a booster. I think a booster would be a better name for it, but whatever. It's part of the fun of this one, is that the namings are interesting. Here, Definitely this is an important part to boost. Proliferate. Get that through. That's the easiest way of getting it through. That's one thing that we want to proliferate. And over here, I want to try also to proliferating this part. They will need to do some kind of hacking here. Because I need to make sure that I have room for it right there. Right here. I need to put the proliferator in. One. And that's one more research. Communications control. There. And then I will build it here and go up. Straight through. Swish. And then I need to figure out how to get, am I going to go from here and then branch it over? See, this is, the funny thing about this one is that it's going to go an absolute spaghetti mess of this. I could do something like this one. Why are we not? Oh, we're rotating it. What's the switch pattern is tab. That's the one. Yeah. So let's get it on this line. There. Actually, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted the one that goes both of them on top. Tab, tab. It's probably not actually great, is it? I'll try it. Because now this one is up top, and I'm gonna keep it up top. Nope. Here. There we go. That's ready for proliferation. And there will be other things such as red cubes are also good to do that with. And here. Inventory capacity. Good. And that one works. And then I will just find a way to get this in here. Oh, that's now lower. I'm gonna get you out. There. So once this is out, we are going to see the whole thing getting more proliferated. This means that we are getting extra materials for everything. The proliferator can either get extra materials or it can go faster speed. And faster speed, there's no reason to do that. So now this is why we put a stockpile here. There. So we want this one to stockpile as much as possible because it's just burning coal and it's burning from over here. So let's follow this as the last thing we do. Following it all the way in. Why is it always nighttime when I'm playing this game? I don't know. It's a sphere. It shouldn't be nighttime all the time, but it seems to be. Seems like it is. And here, I don't know if that's not the prettiest way of doing it. Let's follow this. I think this is the closest, so we'll get this one first. And then we should start looking at this and see if we start getting some arrows out. Perfect. And then once this is full, the next one will go in. It's full. And we'll start getting some arrows. Perfect. More research done. And over by this proliferation here, they are slowly filling up. And now, of course, if nothing is being consumed, then we're not getting anything here. Medium factory. Oh, what a perfect opportunity for us to get that one just as we are wrapping this one up. So we have a pretty nice factory here. Medium factory. And everything is proliferated or being proliferated. Now obviously since nothing is kind of moving, then we don't see anything. But if I can at least just do just a tiny bit here. Also take some of this out and just get something working here. Just want to get something here to it. Yep, there we go. They are now being proliferated. Everything is proliferated now. And that is perfect. Okay, So it's time for me to wrap this one up. I'm really happy. First we did the silicon build, then we did a red circuit build, and we get all of our red cubes done. And then at the end here, we also showcased how to do a cute little proliferator setup, and then feeding it into our main proliferated needed processes. I can also take it down here and get it in for the red cubes as well, which I think is definitely a good idea, but that's sort of beside the point. We've shown the concept here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you are enjoying this Let's Play, and I hope you want to continue. If you are enjoying it, then hit the like button. It helps me a lot, and it helps other people see this Let's Play and hopefully be interested in that as well. Also, of course, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing so you can keep up with all the cool content on the series. And you can also see my plan for the next time is going to be interplanetary and sailing and electromagnetic turbines. So those are definitely things we are planning ahead and getting ready for the next episode. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.